Hey guys, I'm Brandon Cummings, a member of the eosDAC community, and today we're going to walk through the process of registering as a custodian candidate for eosDAC. Before we get started on those steps, let's briefly discuss what's actually involved in being a custodian of eosDAC. So, as far as the overarching responsibilities, a custodian is essentially a guardian of the DAC, someone that is able to nurture the EOS and eosDAC ecosystem while being as fair, open, and transparent as possible. These governing principles are also found in the eosDAC Constitution and is a good way to view the overarching responsibilities and values an ideal candidate would possess. Now, the primary job of a custodian is to approve or deny worker proposals. So this will include researching the background and history of a proposal, communicating with other custodians to receive their inputs, and after due diligence, submitting a vote. Ideally, this vote should reflect not only the custodian's view, but also that of the community and what is going to bring long-term value to eosDAC. Some of the other responsibilities include authorizing payments and setting time for communication and meetings. So that's a quick summary of what is involved in being a custodian of eosDAC. I highly recommend you read the full article posted on Steemit, for which I will include a link in the show notes. Alright, so the first step towards registering as a custodian candidate is downloading Scatter so that way you can authenticate yourself when using the eosDAC member client. This will also most likely be what you use for interacting with other EOS apps and decentralized exchanges, so it's a great tool to have. So we'll go to download, which takes us to the GitHub page with the source code and download files. And then depending on the type of machine you have, you can use the Linux, Mac, or Windows version. Once you have Scatter downloaded, you'll need to store your EOS account in the vault. If you don't have an EOS account already with your stored private key, you will need to create one first. It's only around $3 to create an account right now, so it's relatively cheap, and I'll quickly show you a few different options you can choose from to create an account. The first one I have pulled up is namevault.co. So when you are creating an account, it needs to be 12 characters long. And once you have a name in mind, you can use the search function to make sure that it's unique and no one else has it. What's pretty cool about this website is they also have a name generator as well, if you're not too picky on the name. Window Rising, all right. A couple other different options, EOS Start and EOS Account Creator. I will include links to these account creation sites in the show notes. All right, so once you have your EOS private key ready, we can now store them in the vault. So we'll go to New at the top. Then you can choose a name for this vault. And when you're ready, we're going to go ahead and import the private key. Here you have a couple options. If you have it saved as a text, you can enter it using this option. Or if you have a hardware device like a Ledger Nano S, you can also link it using this option as well. And then once you have imported your private account, now we're ready to head over to the eosDAC member client. So here's my test account that I'm going to be using to sign in. Now that we have Scatter set up, we can authenticate ourselves when using the member client. And the URL to access the member client is members.eosdac.io. And for the purposes of this video, I will be using the testnet version so I can show you the process of how to create and submit a candidate profile without actually submitting one on the mainnet. So the first thing we'll need to do is sign in with Scatter. And at this point, we are not yet registered, so we'll need to sign and read the Constitution in order to become registered. You can pull up the full screen version here, and then just make sure you go through, read it, understand it. And then when you're ready, we'll hit I accept the Constitution. And then when we register, it's going to save this Constitution hash to reference this version of the Constitution that you are agreeing to. Awesome, congratulations. At this point, if you have any amount of eosDAC tokens in your wallet, which you can view using the wallet tab over here, then you should have registered status as your member status. Now, if you don't have any eosDAC tokens, then this is going to say pending until you're able to transfer some into your wallet. Now, one of the really useful things about having Scatter downloaded is you can now use Decentralized Exchanges to trade your EOS tokens for eosDAC tokens. I have a couple I can show you that I recommend you do your own research on to decide which one you want to use. And don't take this as financial advice for purchasing eosDAC or any other token. So the first one is newdex.io. And again, you can simply sign in using your Scatter and instantly trade your EOS into another token. And if we look under the trading pairs, we can see that eosDAC is listed as a trading pair with EOS. The other decentralized exchange that you can check out is dexeos.io. And again, you can simply sign in using your Scatter and then go to Trade Now to view the trading pairs. All right, so at this point, we are registered members of the DAC and can move on to the fun part, which is setting up your member profile and then registering as a candidate. So let's head over to the Profile tab over here. And then we can go to Edit. And this is where you're going to put your information in, like your name, gender, and then anything else in your bio and website links that's going to give people an idea of what you have to offer and why they should consider you as a candidate. Okay, so I've got my profile set. We can go ahead and save that. Go ahead and send this transaction. Cool. Now that our profile is set up, we can go ahead and register as a candidate. By the way, guys, it will take a little bit of time, maybe like 5 minutes, for this to send to the chain and update, so I will be right back. All right, now that my profile is updated, I have access to the tools for registering as a candidate. And at this point, I highly recommend you go back through and read Section 5 of the Constitution to fully understand what you're getting yourself into. And a couple things to note here is that in order to submit yourself as a custodian, you will need to stake eosDAC tokens, as a show of good faith that you have skin in the game. As far as the amount of staked tokens and how long, that actually hasn't been decided yet and is an area right now where you can share your knowledge and expertise on what you think is an appropriate amount to stake and for how long, to ensure that custodians that are elected are there for the good of the DAC. And if they are proven to be bad actors, they could lose those tokens at stake. So I highly recommend you head over to the Legal and Governance channel in the eosDAC Discord server and voice your opinion to help the community come to a decision. Okay, so once the staking minimum has been set, you can go ahead and choose to stake that amount over here. And I've heard talks that you may even be able to stake more than the minimum required to show the community your good faith. And then as far as the amount of EOS tokens you would like to receive during each 7-day period, right now with eosDAC being so new and still establishing itself, I think the maximum will be set around 50 EOS. And then if you want to be competitive with your services and potentially request less, then the community may see that and consider its value. So once you have that squared away, we can go ahead and hit register. Gonna go ahead and confirm. Awesome. Thank you for registering as a candidate to serve the eosDAC Custodian Board. As a part of your candidacy registration, some of your tokens have been staked. Perfect. Congratulations, you are now officially a registered member of eosDAC. You have your profile set up and you've submitted yourself as a custodian candidate. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I hope you found this helpful. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below or head over to the Discord server. I will make sure to include all of the links that I mentioned in the show notes below. Until next time, guys.